Hi, Woody Henderson with American Dreams Real Estate, and this is the January 2022 San Diego housing market update. Well, today we're going to talk about key metrics in San Diego, inventory, both locally and at the national level. We'll also talk about showings and the demand side of the equation, share with you what's going on with home equity across the country, and then finally end up with a forecast for what we think is going to happen in 2022. So let's get started. So the median home price in at the end of December in 2021 was $750,000. That was down slightly from what we saw in November. However, it was 15.6% higher than the same time period last year. Market time remained steady at 23 days between November and December. The number of active listings dropped to 1,673. That's 53.1% lower than the same time period last year, and that is a new record low as far back as our data goes. The number of months of supply is 0.5. That's down 54.5% from where it was last year. And the number of sales was down slightly to 3,124. So we have a situation where prices are near an all-time high and supply is at an all-time low. And we'll talk about how that will play out as we approach 2022. Let's take a closer look at median home prices. So we can see from this graph that the median home price in December of 2020 was $649,000, and it's risen to $750,000 in December of 2021. I'd like you to take a look at the graphs around these data points. We can see that prices leveled off last fall and through the winter, but then shot up shortly thereafter. Here in 2021, we see that prices kind of leveled off. They dropped a little bit, rose, dropped, but fundamentally very similar to what we saw last year. There's a good possibility we're going to see prices continue to increase this year. Maybe not quite as steep a slope, but we may see prices continue to rise as we enter into January and beyond. This slide shows inventory over the past several years. As I shared, we have a new record low of 1673. And even today, at the end of January, we'd expect inventory to be picking up a little bit. It has, but only a little bit, up to 1705. So a very low inventory situation that we have here in San Diego. Let's talk about what's happening on the national level. The states that are in the orange-red colors have had the largest decrease in inventory, and you can see California has had inventory has dropped by about 27.3% statewide. The national average is down by 26.8%. So the entire country is having the same sort of low inventory experience. Let's talk about showings. What's happening with demand. So this slide shows the showing time index. Showing time is a showing scheduling service that we use here in San Diego and across the country, but you can see that it's higher than it has been over the past 4 years. So buyers are out and looking at properties and making offers. Let's take another look at showings. You know, traditionally they lag during the holiday season. But what the data shows us is that demand is strong and buyers aren't deterred. They're continuing to go out and looking for that next home. So what's happening nationally with regard to equity? Well, equity is surging. People have more value in their homes than possibly ever in history. And those that are darker color are the highest the largest equity gains. You can see California is second only to Hawaii in equity increase, 119,000 over the past year. Some of the behavior that we're seeing is there are some people living in California that have made a choice to put their homes on the market, take their equity, and then move to a less expensive area where they're able to see their equity go further. We're also seeing quite a bit of migration into California from other states, and that's putting pressure on both the inventory and prices. So what's ahead in 2022? Let's first talk about prices. The experts believe that home prices are going to continue to increase in 2022. Of all of the forecasts, the average is 5.2%, and that's on a national level. Additionally, in 2022, we've already seen it start. We're going to see interest rates rise. So we're already in the first quarter of 2022, and we see interest rates have already started to rise, and we anticipate that they'll continue to rise throughout the year. As I shared in my last presentation in December, I don't believe that the increase in interest rates are going to put a big crimp in demand for housing here in San Diego. And then finally, according to CoreLogic, here's an opinion. They don't think that 2022, well, they do think that 2022 will be another strong year for housing, albeit a bit higher mortgage rates. And we do think home sales will continue to rise and actually reach a 16-year high in 2022. And this is a senior researcher with CoreLogic. So it looks like we're going to have a strong 2022. If the beginning of the year is any indication, it started out strong and moving very quickly. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in 2022, these buyer and seller guides are invaluable resources to help you make good decisions and understand the environment that you'll be operating in. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, they're free of charge. If somebody you know could benefit from these, just let me know. I'm happy to send them out. They're distributed electronically. And then finally, at the end of all of my presentations over the last couple of years, I've always included a slide like this, with full of banners and awards and things like that I've received. This year, I've added a few, but two that I'm exceptionally proud of. One here from the San Diego Association of Realtors. I've been recognized in the top 1% of all agents here in San Diego with the Platinum Award, and that's based on sales volume. So that's quite an accomplishment. Also, the other one that I'm very proud of is the Agent of the Year Award. I've been identified as the #1 agent in San Diego and in San Diego based solely on my reviews from great clients like you. So as always, if there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. I'm here to be of service. Until next month, take care, be safe.